Hey everybody, it's Mattie here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Got a lot of good news to cover. The market has rebounded pretty significantly since our last news update, and there are a few reasons for that, some of which are paradoxical because there has been some negative news, some FUD, courtesy of Swiss central banks. And I think those central banks, FUD is the only language they know how to speak when it comes to crypto. But despite that, we've seen some very, very positive moves in the crypto market cap, and things are nice. We've gone from a red sea to a green sea, and that's very positive. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at Coinbase, which may potentially be offering more cryptocurrencies, more ERC20 tokens. But we're going to begin with this article and really talking about what started this recent uptick in the market just under 24 hours ago. So here on altcoinbuzz.io with this article by Luke, whale buys 1,200 Bitcoin, market goes up. So this was written yesterday, and this purchase of 1,200 Bitcoin was made, pushing the market into the green, with Bitcoin going up from $6,500 to $6,750 in 1 hour. Other cryptocurrencies followed the mother of all cryptos, and the overall market increased by $8 billion from $277 to $284 billion. You can see a snapshot here of the activity. And actually, since then, we've gone up even further. So just about another 10 billion or 9 billion, I should say, from about 284 to, what is it now, 293, just barely over 293 billion. So it's nice to see some positive movement. We've obviously had a lot of retracement lately. The last couple of weeks have been a steady slide. And this is good news. I think that's exactly what we needed, that kind of injection of money by a big mover, by a whale into the market. It also equated to an injection of enthusiasm. So 1,200 Bitcoin at the time of the purchase was about $8 million. So that wasn't you or I or somebody just casually investing. That was somebody that really took advantage of the low price of Bitcoin. They wanted to buy low, and hopefully they're going to be selling high. So you can take a look at the details here that Luke posted. There's not a whole lot to say. I mean, really, there's further discussion here about volume, and obviously we'd like to see volume increase following this movement and following this purchase. But as he says, let's keep an eye on things, and let's see if it can keep this current value over the course of the next little bit, because a drop off or a sudden sell-off could mean a further retracement. But quite a sudden spike there, quite a sudden expression of enthusiasm. So let's keep an eye on things, and hopefully this continues. In other news, and this is obviously the paradox, because bad news comes out, market sometimes moves up, and that's what happens when you have this irrational market structure. Now, maybe it's the fact that these central banks are so disreputed and are so bereft of any and all credibility. It just doesn't matter what they say. And when they come out with a warning against crypto and blockchain, you just kind of do the opposite. I mean, it's at that point where I don't feel these guys have any credibility. But let's dive in nonetheless. So here you have an article by Lysia. A Swiss bank criticizes cryptocurrency. Surprise, surprise. The Bank for International Settlements, BIS, a Swiss-based institution, has published a doom and gloom article, Cryptocurrencies Looking Beyond the Hype, in which it states that cryptocurrencies may never become mainstream because of a, quote, range of shortcomings, reports The Star. So I'm going to go to these particular publications first. So here is the BIS publication. That was the report, I should say, that was put out. So Cryptocurrencies Looking Beyond the Hype. You can check this out. Obviously, we're going to link to it in the description below. Here you have the publication by The Star. Bitcoin too risky to go mainstream, central bank overseer says. Okay. Well, let's go back and take a look at the specifics here. So what are they talking about? BIS has a number of quotes that we're going to examine based on those two pieces. So, quote, hard to identify a specific economic problem which they currently solve, referring to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Transactions are slow and costly, prone to congestion, and cannot scale with demand. So a bank is criticizing cryptocurrencies transactions for being slow and costly. I don't even think I've heard that one before. I'm not sure it's an argument they're going to want to move forward with. That seems to, that's going to be an uphill battle for them. I don't know where they're getting that. So they're also talking about how cryptocurrency and the state of mining spells trouble for the environment. Put in the simplest terms, the quest for decentralized trust has quickly become an environmental disaster. I think that's overstating it. Quote, in one of the most poignant findings, the BIS analyzed what it would take for the blockchain software underpinning Bitcoin to process the digital retail transactions currently handled by national payment systems. As the size of so many ledgers swell, the researchers found it would eventually overwhelm everything from individual smartphones to servers, writes the Star. Wow, good thing that the Lightning Network is expanding exponentially to address exactly those concerns then, isn't it? That's something to celebrate, BIS. Quote, it's simply too risky on a number of levels to try and run the global economy on a network with no center. I would argue the opposite. Another quote, trust can evaporate at any time because of the fragility of the decentralized consensus through which transactions are recorded. Not only does this call into question the finality of individual payments, it also means that a cryptocurrency can simply stop functioning, resulting in a complete loss of value. Time to heed your own words, BIS. Trust can evaporate at any time. That's something that you may want to ponder and meditate on further. Final quote, blockchain and its so-called distributed ledger technology did provide some benefits for the global financial system. Okay, a small little speck of honesty shining through the rest of the FUD. So, of course, you can take a look at Lisia's article here in more detail. There's other stuff that we're going to link to, related news. HSBC together with the Dutch ING make breakthrough financial transaction using blockchain. She links to the news of Goldman Sachs entering Bitcoin trading. CEO of FedEx, Fred Smith, was very bullish on blockchain. He talked about that recently, how you have to either accept blockchain or die out as a business. And then you have a China CCTV concurrently emphasizing that blockchain is the second era of the internet and potentially 10 times more valuable than the internet. So let us know what you guys think. I mean, my perspective, I'm solidly in one camp on one side of this argument. I think this is pure FUD. I think very much like, it's not unlike what we talked about with Western Union. So central banks have a vested interest in disparaging crypto, in talking about all the faults. And there are some errors, there are some security concerns, to be fair. But to embellish them like this and to exaggerate them like this, it just reeks of desperation. I mean, we clearly know that things are moving toward blockchain. And for them to come out like this and just trash it and not give it any credit, I think it goes to show that they are looking to protect their own institutional oversight of the financial world. And like I said with Western Union, in one sense, I can't blame them, but the arguments, they just fall flat, if you ask me, absolutely flat on their face. So take a look at this, the BIS report, take a look at what the Star has reported, and these are the articles that Licia has linked to. So HSBC and ING prove blockchain works for trade finance. Goldman Sachs enters Bitcoin trading. That's from back in early May. FedEx CEO, either accept blockchain or die out, from May 15th. And a little bit more recently, China TV, blockchain is 10 times more valuable than the internet. Coming out of China, guys, that's a big statement. Now, not only is BIS full of it, but it doesn't even seem that they can coordinate their message with other banks and other investment firms. So recently, and you can read about this on CNBC, UBS CEO has said that blockchain technology almost a must-have for business. Now, before you skewer me in the comments, yes, I realize that blockchain is something that is distinct from cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are one application of blockchain technology. But I don't think it helps BIS's message as a central bank that wants to spread FUD when you have the CEO of UBS saying that blockchain is must have, because people think of crypto, they think of blockchain. They overlap pretty significantly in terms of their associations when they are drummed up in people's minds. So this is a big statement, and you may be wondering, what is UBS? I haven't heard of them. They're not a small potato. So UBS is worth about 920 billion Swiss francs. That's about the same in US dollars, maybe a little bit more or a little bit less, but that's over 900 billion US dollars. So what are they? They are a Swiss. On top of that, they are a Swiss multinational investment bank and financial services company founded and based in Switzerland. Get your message straight, BIS, because the world is running away from what it is that you're communicating. And I realize that you're just protecting your interests, but you are losing all credibility in the process. Go UBS. Kudos to this and kudos to your CEO for saying what he said. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. I love those kinds of stories because they are so easy. They are so easy to refute and to counterpunch against. I have a lot of fun with them. In other news, though, in our final article for today on altcoinbuzz.io by Christopher, Coinbase might add more cryptocurrencies soon. So after the latest news about integrating Ethereum Classic, Coinbase might add more cryptocurrencies to their platform. Coinbase, one of the largest cryptocurrencies exchanges with 20 million users, published a blog post on June 12th saying they're aiming for integrating Ethereum Classic in the months to come. So we all knew that was coming, and it's not exactly around the corner. They're going to take their time. It may take a few months. But they also say, quote, "We plan to offer support for Ethereum Classic in all geographies where the asset is compliant, with the law." So they've gone a long way to increase their technical capacity, which has gone up 1,000% year over year, their transaction capacity, I should say. Quote, "We expect to again double this capacity in coming months." And don't forget, they've talked about adding potentially down the road other ERC20 tokens. And when asked about that directly, they didn't deny it. They actually said that it's something that they're considering. It's a possibility. Very vague, of course, but nonetheless, that was the comment. And you have Asif Hirji, COO of Coinbase, who told CNBC back in May, quote, "More people are starting to realize that this is foundational, and you have the best and brightest in crypto running to build applications," adding, quote, "If you believe that, it's not surprising to see ever increasing volumes and record transactions." This is obviously in the context as well of what they've offered recently, their Coinbase Index Fund, where you can have a diversified weighted investment in all of the top cryptos offered by Coinbase. So it would not be surprising for me at all to see more products on the table soon, more ERC20 tokens, more cryptocurrencies, as this space continues to increase in popularity, and as a platform, Coinbase continues to increase in popularity. So you can read about their addition of Ethereum Classic here, adding Ethereum Classic support to Coinbase. Also, you have adding ERC20 support to Coinbase. Read all about that. We're going to link to this in the description below. And on CNBC, top crypto exchange Coinbase prepares for a monster increase in trading. So this was written back on the 4th of May, 2018. But I think they're still bracing. They're still sticking to that strategy. So nothing has changed there. And just a reminder of this former article by Chris from June 14th. Will Coinbase's index fund attract new institutional money? Let us know what you would like to see, guys, in the comments below. Look at some of the projects that are really doing well today, of course, and you can get a sense of what's performing well and what's perhaps a little bit more moderate in terms of its gains. But which one of these would you like to see on Coinbase next? Which ERC20 tokens would you like to see featured on Coinbase? I have my own thoughts on the issue, but I'll let you guys sort of anchor the discussion first, and we'd love to hear what you have to say below in the comments. Guys, do be sure you're making time and taking the time to follow Altcoin Buzz on Twitter. You're going to be alerted to the latest news that way. And if you like this video, guys, leave us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We put out new content every day. And you subscribe, you're going to be notified to it in that way. So everybody out there in the Altcoin Buzz Army, I wish you happy investing. I wish you a happy day, a happy week, and we'll see you again soon. Hopefully this positivity, this enthusiasm in the market continues. We'll see you again soon. Take care.